We're talking Super Bowl, 'cause we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. Yes, we're the
Good evening, Dolphins fans. Welcome to another episode of the best, most positive banking show on all the internet, the Fins Bandwagon. Good evening, Dolphin fans. Welcome to another episode of the Fins Bandwagon. I'm your host, Evan FinStanza, and with me always is my pops, Fish Tank Hank. How you doing, Fish Tank?
I'm doing great. After that weekend I had, it was
Holy
fabulous. Crap. We met with so many people. It was one big party. It started on Thursday and ended on Sunday.
And what a party it was. What a time it is to be on the bandwagon. In your life, did you ever expect that the home opener of the 2023-2024 season for you would involve 70 points?
Oh, boy. I'll tell you, when we got to the fourth quarter, I said, all right, honey, this game's over. It was like 56 points or something.
Yeah.
And then they scored 14 more. And I was like, and the crowd was roaring the whole time. But we went out to the parking lot and started doing the tailgate after party.
Yeah, no. Honestly,
but we watched the score. You know, we watched the score on phones and all that.
Yeah.
And we were cheering along with everybody. So.
Yeah. It's absolutely amazing. Like, I'm sure you had the most wonderful weekend. It was like to watch that football game was absolutely incredible to see how people had that concern that the backs would be against the wall for the Denver Broncos within what, 3 plays, 7-0, Tyreek Hill 50-yarder. I'm sure you were you had perfect angle of that. Aren't you in the end zone there as if you were in the corner there? So you got to see how quickly did he run by that guy. Like, it's just
He's
amazing.
Fast.
It's amazing. And then just the speed at which they played, the tempo which they played at, they didn't miss a beat. Like, what was it like, just the crowd, the feel? Like, what did it feel like to be there during the course of the game?
Oh, it was electric. And there were a couple of Broncos fans that were sitting right next to me. And it was nice because in the beginning he was being a little mouthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm the kind of guy, I don't go to someone else's stadium and disrespect them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So I just let him talk. But by the end of the first quarter, he was gone. He was gone.
Yeah.
He did not come back.
Yeah.
And then his buddy, by the end of the second quarter, he left.
Yeah.
So both of them were gone.
Yeah. So one thing you learned very quickly there, and you learned it very quickly, which is actually one of the topics of the show. Of course, there's no negativity on the show. I promise, not one word of negativity. It's the bandwagon. We're having a good time. The fact that Mostert and Achane are now equal to Hill and Waddle. And the reason I come off with that premise, which Bobby was actually put it in my head, is the fact that what you got to see in that game is how balanced this team has become. Everyone was so concerned after game 1, but then you looked at game 2, and now you look at game 3. It didn't matter if it was Achane. It didn't matter if it was Mostert. Every time they got that ball, it was incredible. 350 yards of running. When did you ever think? Did you actually think when you arrived at that football game that you were going to see 350 yards of rushing, Hank?
Oh, there was no. Nobody imagined that game was going to go like that. Yeah. I'm glad it did because Miami has that explosive offense where if you go after the pass, they go with the run. You go after the run, they go with the pass.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. You know, everybody's saying that the Bills' defense is like number 2, but the Miami offense is number 1.
Yeah, we're going to get to the number 2 defense. We'll explain why they're number 2, and we're going to squash that with a bug when we get to the Buffalo game. But no, to just circle back at the Broncos game, it's just one thing I just noticed. Achane's speed. Like, you saw the reaction of Mike McDaniel when they drafted Devon Achane. Like, Savon Ahmed might be ready to play again, but he would not have pulled off what this kid did. The ability for him to just have openings, to get Teron Armstead back, the lanes that were open, This offensive, like even when towards the end of the game, when they scored the last 21 points, you wouldn't even have noticed. But Liam Eichenberg was the center. It didn't matter what this team did. It didn't matter who they had on the line. It didn't matter. Everything worked out like roses. Like you're up, and then all of a sudden you see Mike White throwing to Robbie Chosen, and you see a 60-yard. Were you there for that? Or had you left already?
I had left for that.
Oh, yeah, but that was right on your angle, too. Like, Mike White has an arm, like, I don't want to hear this. And you know what the number one part for me, Hank, was about that whole game? It was that Sean Payton said that last year Teddy Bridgewater was going to out-duel Tua for the number one job. What do you think he's thinking now? He rips Nathaniel Hackett for doing such a hatchet job. Van Joseph, who was in the running against Mike McDaniel and Brian Daboll in that group, for the job for the Dolphins, gives up 70 points. How he holds on to a job is incredible. What they did to Russell Wilson, that defense, Patrick Surtain, that entire group, because people will say, well, the Broncos aren't that great. You played an NFL team. Any NFL football team should not be allowing 70 points. We had 70 points with like 8 minutes left. We could have put 80 on them if we wanted to. We just didn't. Because we were mensch. The Dolphins are too nice. We just should have shoved it down their throat at that point. But we wanted good karma. But did you stay after the game a little bit, or did you drive back once you settled?
We hung out and people partied, and there was like a line of people that wanted to take pictures of the car. Yeah. So I kind of let people take pictures, and when they got all done, that's when I kind of, as it started winding down and some of the cars had left.
Yeah, you sort of want to let it die down, or else you're just sitting in your car waiting to leave anyways, right?
Yeah, you just sit in traffic too. So
yeah, exactly.
I let it die down, and then once it died down a bit, then I left.
Oh, very cool. So a couple things happened, because we're not going to digress, but I'm sure it was an incredible experience. So a couple things happened, which I'll make as formal announcements, and I want to get your feedback. So while we're doing the post-game show, something that we've been pressing that Mr. Malloy tells you every single time: like, subscribe, share with your friends, your family, your neighbors, your pets. We finally hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. How does that make you feel, since you've been here pretty much from the start, to know that this is a number that we've been talking about for a little while after we hit 500, then pretty quickly, it was much faster to get to 1,000. How does it feel to be part of the fact that we've reached 1,000 subscribers on this network? Congratulations to you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
And you too. And everybody on the network. It's fun. We come on here to have a good time and hopefully talk with people. And it makes it fun. I think that we've accomplished quite a bit in the past 2 or 3 years. And, Bobby's the man. And, we left the other network, and then he started this one, and I was lucky enough to be there with him when he started it up. And it was and it's been fun ever since. I mean, we're on every Saturday at noon, so
hammer time. And you're on Thursday and Friday nights with me. What could be better?
Exactly.
So, and the other big news is for the FTSN family is that after nudging, I've been trying to figure it out since the beginning of the season. Couldn't figure out the right game. Was I going to go to an away game? All this, and then I started thinking, you want to know what? Place in Florida. It's my birthday coming up. I should go down to Carolina. Why? Because if I go to an away game, I'm going to meet random fans. But if I go down to Florida, I get to see Hank. I get to see Thirsty. We've never met in person. And I started yanking Bobby's chain the entire pregame and postgame show. Then we hit 1,000. Miss Fins joins the show. She starts reminding him it's fan club weekend. So, and lo and behold, I get a text message at 2 a.m. Ticket booked. So watch out, Miami, for the weekend. For the weekend, you're going to have me, Fish Tank. You're going to have Thirsty. You're going to have Bobby. We're going to be dominating the weekend at Hard Rock Stadium. We're going to be partying like FTSN only can. How excited are you for that?
Whoa, you guys are partying?
Yes, of course.
Oh, my goodness. I can't wait to see that.
Excuse me. I plan on testing the bird feeder, okay? You better bring me the bird feeder. Hey, I promise you, I partake. So bring the bird feeder with you. No, but honestly, it's going to be awesome. We're going to do pregame show, postgame shows, Fins Talk today. Maybe we'll do Bandwagon. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be pure Miami Dolphins content. I expect us to be 5-0 at that point. We're cruising. We're going to have a blast. I cannot wait. So guys, just follow FTSN during that weekend because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff live in Miami, and it's going to be an absolute party.
Hey, I just want to, put this out there because everybody's making such a big deal out of it. The strength of our schedule. Well, so far we're 3-0. We're getting ready to go up and see the Billy Goats.
Yeah.
And, the fact that we started 3-0, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy. But
it's a different 3-0. But let me ask you. I talked about the running game.
Yeah.
Look what let's get it out of the way. Dalvin Cook, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift, all this stuff. You see what Mostert's doing? You see what Achane did? It's absolutely incredible what this running game has done because it was never about the actual player. So they had the talent. It was the scheme and relying on that running game to and have a balanced attack. And I'm sure for you being there like you were on Sunday to see that must have been a breath of fresh air. Your number one concern, Hank, was the O-line. That was always, and you were very calm about it, but your concern was the O-line. The O-line, Did you see Teron Armstead maul people? Like when you see that zone scheme going to your left and you see Teron Armstead going downfield, knocking people down like they're nothing, like pylons, it's absolutely incredible.
It's fun. Incredible. It's amazing. And the fact that they're so fast, their speed just kills everybody. Yeah. And I don't care what other teams say. You can't stop the run or the pass because if you try to stop one or the other, they just go with the other one.
Exactly.
Incredible. You got a 4x100 team on track team,
and you did it without Waddle. That's the crazy part.
You basically have a world-class track team on the football team. Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. You usually have maybe one player like that, not four.
Yeah. And what's amazing about it is the fact that they did this without Jalen Waddle. That's the most incredible part. They did this without Jalen Waddle. That's what I can't get over is that the fact that they did it without Waddle is like unbelievable because Berrios was there. Chosen was there. So let's just talk a little bit about the wide receiver core because we learned this today. So Izukama has now gone on IR, non-football related injury. It's a neck thing that he's had back when he was at Texas Tech. He now can't play the next 4 games, and when he comes back, he has to play within the next 3, or he might have to even sit out the season. So we're going to see how that works out with his neck. And River Craycraft hurt something with his shoulder, so he's out the next 4 weeks, which means
whose neck was hurt.
River was Easy has a neck thing.
Okay, easy.
So he has a non-football related injury, meaning that it was tied to it wasn't caused by this. It was something that was reoccurring for when he was in college. So he can't be there for the next 4 games. And neither River Craycraft, he has a shoulder injury, so they put him on IR, which now elevates Robbie Chosen very much. Robbie Chosen 100%.
I like that.
Yeah, which is going to be great because you saw the speed he had. Like I don't care what the score was. Patrick Surtain was still on that field, and Robbie Chosen ran right by him. Ran right by him.
5 speedsters at the same time.
Deep threat. And then whether it's Braylon Sanders or Riley Webb, they're going to bring on someone up. Cameron Good's going to get a permanent roster spot because they're going to have a permanent roster spot available to him now that the 2 wide receivers can't play. But does that concern you at all? Because we're getting Waddle back. He's off concussion protocol. So for me, Craycraft and Easy are nice complementary players, but I have no concern. You're getting a fresh Waddle back and you're getting Robbie Chosen. I have no concern over that.
I have zero concerns. Yes. You're getting back like the fleet.
Yeah.
It's like the fleet throwing those 5 guys out there against defenses. It's funny. Yeah. And Tua's not going to hold it long because the Bills have been getting after the quarterbacks. What they have, 9 sacks last game?
9 sacks, but to be clear about that, Tua's had a clean pocket like 70-something% of the time. The thing is that the average percentage for teams that motion in the NFL is about 58% prior to the snap. Okay, the average is 58%. Do you know what percentage the Miami Dolphins do it? About 86%. So the Miami Dolphins get space for their receivers, and Tua knows the ball's out of his hand like a cannon. And I do understand the Bills might get to the quarterback. But Tua gets rid of the ball in a second, and if he doesn't get rid of the ball, he's going to hand it off.
He
It's like
averages 2.2.
Yeah, 2.2, and not even that. Like you don't think they're going to run the ball? If you recall, they put 31 up on the Bills without Tua, and the time before that in the snow, the guy had an incredible game. We were running remember this 7 yards a carry against the Bills, and we stopped running the football. Do you think that we're going to stop doing it on Sunday? We're going to talk about that, but no, because Achane and Mostert
pound it and pound it and pound it. It'll be an aerial assault.
Yeah,
it'll be a ground attack.
Yeah, because you know what it showed. Game 1, you relied on the passing game. Game 2, you relied on the running game. Game 3, you relied on both. You solidified both, and that's it. And we're going to talk. What's up, Anthony? Yeah, that's true. Vic Fangio had the plan for Josh Allen. And we're going to talk about that because all the people talked about it. The other big injury, but you got to see it, is the fact that now it's an oblique injury for Jalen Phillips. He will not be playing. And he's out. But Ogba showed last week what he was made out of. And Andrew Van Ginkel has been incredible. And you know Christian Wilkins loves to go play in Buffalo. Him and Sealer ate last game, the time they played there. Like, they were one of the reasons why we came close to winning. So there's injuries on both fronts. But Mike McDaniel and Vic Fangio, next man up. And you got to do what you got to do. And Deshaun Elliott may not play. But if he doesn't play or he's banged up, then Brandon Jones will play. So either way, I want to repeat what I said at the beginning of the year. People not realize this. We have depth. I don't care what people say anymore. We have depth. Why? Because if Teron Armstead or Austin Jackson aren't there, there's Kendall Lamb. If the guards aren't there, there's Keon Smith, and hopefully Robert Jones will be back. The running backs, it didn't work out for Ahmed was injured. Achane was there. It didn't matter if Cam Smith wasn't there. Kader Kohu was phenomenal last game. It doesn't matter. Wherever there's a hole, they find a way to plug it. Just because we didn't believe in the team at the beginning of the year, some players, the bandwagon didn't. We always believed in our team. Now, are we top heavy? Sure, but look at what our stars are doing. Because, by the way, I will tell you this, and I'm sure you've noticed this. Some of the best throws that Tua's thrown, or the most difficult throws, haven't been caught by Hill. They haven't been caught by Waddle. They've been caught by Berrios. So no matter who they throw it to, no matter what they do, this team is it's a different mindset. This is a very different 3-0. Don't you agree? Like, last year, the 3-0 was different. The teams that they are beating and the manner in which they are beating them is the key difference for me. The level to adjust has been incredible for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Williams.
To answer Duke's question, Williams still has a bit of an injury, but though they're not sure he's still questionable, we'll find out Sunday morning. It's not Eichenberg. Honestly, Eichenberg did his job. He did not. Tua didn't. Think about it. Eichenberg was in there, and when Tua was in there for a little bit, and he didn't get sacked. He kept a clean pocket. Leave it what it is. He might feel better there. He might have less stress at center. I don't know. Maybe he had, and he did. He had a few little weird snaps, but it was fine. I wasn't too concerned, guys. I'm not always going to say it, but don't forget to like and subscribe, because we want to get to 1,500, 2,000, 10,000. So keep on liking and subscribing. So, but Hank, because this is the main topic, obviously, is we're heading in to face Buffalo. Okay?
Yeah.
Buffalo, in game 1, crapped the bed against the Jets and Zach Wilson. Then they came home and demolished the Raiders. Then they demolished the Commanders. The difference is that and you say before that they had the second defense, but Tua is not Jimmy Garoppolo, and he's not Sam Howell. And their offensive, and they do not have the players that are nearly of a scheme that nearly what we have. So people can say that they have the second best defense. It is playing. It's sort of like when we did well, and they always said that we beat backup quarterbacks. Remember when they used to say that we used to beat backup quarterbacks? They were playing guys who are not in the top 20 of number 1 quarterbacks in the NFL. So heading into Buffalo, who do you believe is going to have a better game, Tua or Josh Allen?
Oh, I think
who's going to have a better stat game? Not who's going to play better. Who's going to have a better stat game?
That's hard to say. I would have to say Tua. I would have to say Tua's going to have a better game because he has better players around him. But I am concerned. Miami's defense hasn't really shown up yet, and now they're going against Josh Allen, and he's not going to play around. He's gonna sling that ball around, and Miami's defense better be ready for this game this time because, and I'm sure Vic Fangio has looked at film and he's broken down Allen, etc. And I'm sure he has a scheme ready.
Well, last year we were able to contain Allen in Miami, and we were able to stay up. We were able to stay up with him in both games that we played them. It was just Tua wasn't there, or we gave up the running game in the snow. But I do believe that Josh Allen's yards could be more because I don't think Tua will have to do as much. And the reason why I say that is there's no Jordan Poyer playing for the Bills.
Right.
They don't have to go right, and I forget who the guy's name who replaced Tremaine Edmonds, but that guy's a little light in the pass. What they're very good at, the Bills, is against pass defense. They're not good against the run. So you know what they're going to do? They're going to cover Waddle. They can't cover Waddle and Hill, but they're going to try to cover them. You give the ball to Mostert, you give the ball to Achane, and I predict that the Miami Dolphins are going to get another 200 yards in running because I don't think they can contain. There's no way they're going to be able to contain both. And you know this better than anybody. Josh Allen tries to play the hero. He's going to play hero ball, and he's going to have. Okay, the Miami Tua does not have to be the star of the game for the Miami Dolphins to win this football game. Josh Allen has to be the star of his team to win the football game. That's a difference between the two quarterbacks.
That's very true.
And if you look at everything today, it was so funny. Mike Tannenbaum, that buffoon, former Miami Dolphins general manager, was on Get Up on ESPN, and he starts showing how the Miami Dolphins were playing against the other teams and how the Bills were going to contain the Miami Dolphins. And he was showing this weird 40-yard pass, and the rest of the Dan Graziano and all these other guys were ripping into him.
I caught that clip.
They were ripping into him, like how they were trying to compare that play. Like, people don't realize you could rip the Miami Dolphins, but when you have the talking heads talking Miami Dolphins as number one, there's a reason why they're talking about it. It's because our defense hasn't even peaked yet. And we're doing this without Jalen freaking Ramsey. Like, do you not understand that in the month of December, we're going to have the number one corner? I know we're not there yet, but we're doing this, and we're still – that's the best part. People think that we've played our best football last week. No, this team is still gelling. We're only getting better. Like, they don't understand. Like,
they saw our offense when it was running smooth is what they've seen finally. Our offense was running smooth. And now, look, we're doing it against the Denver Broncos, too. So you have to take it for what that's worth also.
Yeah.
We did it against realistic the Patriots. In our expectations. We are playing the Bills, not the Broncos.
Of course. The difference with
I think the Bills have a whole different game style completely toward going after Tua and the rest of the guys. But like I said, if you have Hill, Waddle, Chosen, Mostert,
Achane,
and Achane.
Achane now. I can't say Achane. Not off the Achane. Off the Achane.
You have those five guys on the field. Come on, man. You don't have that many people. They're going to do what? 2 deep safeties to cover that?
You'll just go up the middle.
And their main safety's out.
Yeah.
So go with the 2 deep safeties, and then they'll get torched.
Yeah. And it's nice weather. But you have to remember, we're going to Buffalo.
70 degrees.
70 degrees. There's no effect. Like, and you don't think they remember what happened the last time they were there? Like, we have not struggled against Buffalo. I don't want to look at the stat that Josh Allen's torched us and he's 9-2 and Tua's 1-4. You're talking about games where the team was not like that. Tua played one game against them last year. And by the way, the last time Tua faced them, he didn't cause them to lose. And the game before that, he won the game. And he had a back injury. Okay. We're not going to go backwards, but I'm just saying he had a back injury. All to say.
Yeah. I continue to see that from Buffalo Bills fans. We're not, he's 9-2 against you guys. So what? When our team was total crap and rebuilding, big
exactly.
deal.
So I don't have concerns about that. It's going to be 70 degrees. Tua is playing at an all elite level. The method, the way he's getting rid of the football is something that's otherworldly. I have never seen a guy adapt to a system, because you and I have talked about this so many times. This last year was his third offense. This is the first time he's in the same offense for 2 consecutive years Going back to even to high school, he didn't even have it at Alabama because his offensive coordinator kept on changing at Alabama. The guy needed consistency. Bobby last year said, I want to see consistency from my quarterback. Well, he got consistency from his quarterback. This year, he's getting beyond consistency. He's learning. He's leading. The last thing we have to worry about is Tua's confidence because this guy is playing at an utter world level. Raheem Mostert, utter world level. Because you know who the league leader in touchdowns is? You know who the best quarterback in the league right now is? Tua. Who's the leading rusher in terms of touchdowns? Raheem Mostert. Which team has the most total yards in rushing in the league? The Miami Dolphins. Who has the league leader, one of the best receiver core in the league? The Miami Dolphins. Who has one of the strongest openings for running game in the league for the offensive line? The Miami Dolphins. And that's offense. And then for me, the offense, no matter what happens, the Miami Dolphins are going to put 30 points up. There's no way the Miami Dolphins, the way they did it with all these games, they're able to put up 30 points because even in the game against New England, it slowed down a little bit, but they were going to put up 30. It was just the 2 field goals and the one weird interception, but they were on the point, right? That's the point. That's what it is. So all I can say is, Hank, everyone believes, everyone wants to be on this bandwagon. And I'm just telling you, the Miami Dolphins are taking one game at a time. Trust me, they're not taking this for granted. Like even then, by the way, I want to ask you this because you were there. You were off the field. You were already in the parking lot. But had you been on the field or in the stands at that point, did you think it was good karma or that they didn't go for the record? Or do you think that was the wrong thing to do? They should have just shoved it down their throat. Because Tyreek Hill was standing on the bench saying, what else would you like us to do? McDaniel said, well, I did it because I wanted good karma. What were your thoughts on that, actually? I want to circle back to that.
You know, there was really no reason to kick the field goal, to be totally honest with you. Because you would have just tied the record to begin with, right? Isn't it 73 already?
Yeah.
So you would have tied a record. You wouldn't have broken the record. So why just, that then you're just being an ass.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that's my opinion. And McDrip had a much better way of handling it, and people still feel like he ran the score up, and he didn't. They were just
72. Scoring. They would have broken the record. There was one point a 73 record, but maybe that was in a different game. There was a 73 point once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a 73, but I don't remember which game it was. There were 72 and there was 73, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I still stay with the call though, because you got to show some class when somebody's getting the beat down. You don't just keep crushing them.
Yeah, but they already broke a record that I don't think anyone will ever beat, to get 70 points and over 700 yards of offense. 700 yards.
726.
You were hoping for 300 to 400 total. We got 700. We got 700. Like, save some for the next game, guys. But no, let's get back to Buffalo. So Josh Allen, he's a turnover machine. He's a phenomenal athlete. Ran a 4.7, 6'4", 245, can do anything. He's going to get out of the pocket. But for me, how do you think Vic Fangio and that defense is going to play their best game of the season on that side of the ball, and even without Jalen Phillips, and be able to contain Josh Allen?
They better.
Do you think they will?
Yeah, they better. I mean, I think Chubb's going to be in there too. Nobody's talking about him, but I think Chubb's going to be in there making his impact with Allen, because he usually does well against the Bills. So we'll see.
Yeah. And also, Christian Wilkins loves to bother Josh Allen, right? Like, No one likes to bother Josh Allen than Christian frickin' Wilkins. And I think, honestly, this defense is going to show its mighty. And you saw that X has an ability to get interceptions. Now he's a ball hawk, and if he covers on Diggs, I think Kohu or Holland. How amazing was it to see Javon Holland never give up on the football? Like, those 2 swipes that he did out of Cortland Sutton, that was magic. Like, the fact that he was able to pinpoint that football twice and get it out of his hand was absolutely incredible. And the fumble recoveries, the interceptions, like the team, I think the Dolphins, they really only gave up, the defense only gave up 13 points. And I think Vic Fangio's defense is perfect against Josh Allen, because he keeps everything in front of him. And there's no they have Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis and Dalton Knox. Well, sorry, Durham Smythe has done his job, and we have after let's even say this, after Stephon Diggs, we have the best wide receiver on the field. And then there may be Stephon Diggs, but Jalen Waddle's not far behind. And every single other receiver we have, I would take over the Buffalo Bills wide receivers. It's all going to be. I don't have any faith in James Cook. I don't have any, because they don't have the offensive line scheme. And also, the funny part about our team is we have run stuffers. That's never been our problem. Christian Wilkins will stop you in the run. Our middle linebackers will stop you on the run. It's always been the pass. But the thing is that they don't have the weapons that we have. And when you're facing the Washington Redskins and the Los Angeles, think about it. The Jets had the best defense that the Josh Allen faced, the best defense he faced, he crapped the bed. And I can tell you this, our defense may not be at the exact level yet as the New York Jets, but we're way past the Raiders and we're way past the Commanders.
Yeah.
So, I don't care what they say. If you want to use it as a measuring stick, are we going to only give up a few points to them? No, I think that our offense, they're going to have to, because they're going to force the ball. They're going to try to get it down the field because we're going to be putting it down the field.
Oh, absolutely.
But for me, I'll get to my score on Sunday. But for me, what do you feel? What do you truly believe the Dolphins need to do to be able to make this the kind of game that you're going to be excited to watch? What are you truly looking for? Not the case that you're excited that you expect them to do that they didn't do last year in the playoff game. What do you think the number one thing they need to focus on during the course of this game to win? I know what it is. It was the title of the show.
Well, I think it's stopping the run.
Yeah,
And I also think Miami has to have a balanced offense like they just did against the Broncos.
But more running, I think. They have to run that ball down their throat. They have no run. They have no run defense. They
don't really have much of a defense to cover our wide receivers either, though.
Yeah.
Who do they have?
I think Leslie Frazier not being there is going to make a significant difference. Do you think that I'm being positive? Do you think that Jason Sanders will play a pivotal role in this game? I think he might.
I don't think he'll play a pivotal role. No, I think we'll be ahead.
You think we'll be ahead enough that he doesn't have to make a difference?
Yeah.
So I'll give you guys a preview for tomorrow. Okay, a preview for tomorrow. Overall, how do you grade Mike McDaniel? Has he met your expectations, or has he really wowed you to the point where you never expected this after 3 games? Because you were high on the Dolphins to begin with after 3 games. So are you beyond amazed by what he's been able to accomplish with this team and how he's been able to finally adjust and balance his attack to the point?
I'm more amazed by the fact that everybody in the league is copying what he's doing.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm more amazed by the fact that his peers have such great things to say about him.
Yeah.
Which, when your peers discuss you in a positive way, then you know you're doing something right.
Yeah.
And he has everybody in all circles talking about what he's doing. And that includes how he handles his players and the way he handles game day.
Yeah.
He is Mike McDrip.
Yeah.
And he's showing up and showing off, and he's not rubbing it in anybody's face. But you know what? He's not going to sit on the sidelines and cry when we're winning. He's going to enjoy it with the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
So
disappointing when they kept the betting run last year, but this season he's sticking to it. Absolutely, Tony. But you know what's amazing? When people are winning big games or they get nice plays, they always try to fade into the coach. And the coach becomes the center of how they're reacting. You have Bill Belichick slamming, or you have the thing, or you have Robert Saleh running into the end zone. What I was amazing with Mike McDaniel is in the Charger game, when he saw that he was on screen during a challenge, he'd make a joke. But he never makes it about him. He is a very selfless coach. He does not make it about him. And if you listen to his post-game speech every time, he always ends with the fact that this is just one game and they have so much to work for. And it's absolutely incredible. So for me, and also, that's a good question. Don't you find that a good point? Don't you find that the pressure is not on the Dolphins here, the pressure is on the Bills? It's a home game for them.
I don't think that, I don't think the pressure's any less on Miami. I mean, Miami's 3-0. This is a high pressure game for both of them. And people talk, high pressure game, and it's Josh Allen and he crumbles. Well, don't always count on that. I'd rather count on our defense doing good. And, stopping the run and keeping him contained is the main thing. Keep him contained, control the situation at the line of scrimmage with our defense, and we'll be fine because we have the secondary that can keep up with their wide receivers when you match them up.
Absolutely.
So it's just a matter of keeping him contained. Yeah, he's going to make a mistake or two because everybody does. And, but I'm not counting on us winning a game because Josh Allen screws up. I'm not going by that at all.
Our offense is too lethal.
High power offense versus their second place defense because they played nobodies. And, that's kind of where I'm at with the whole thing. That's what I think's going to happen.
Yeah, Josh Allen has not played phenomenally well. He has a high completion percentage, but he's been, like I said, all his great stats have happened against mediocre teams. It just happens. You know what the difference is? They put up 38 points against the Commanders and 30-something points. You know what we did against a mediocre team? 1 touchdown, 2 touchdown, 3 touchdown, 4, 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns, 7, 10 touchdowns. Do you understand? 10. Do you understand? A rookie who had a few snaps in the New England went off for 4 touchdowns. Our other running back went up for 4 touchdowns. It's absolutely insane. And let me ask you something. Name me how many quarterbacks can throw 2 touchdowns with their left hand and 2 touchdowns with their right hand. How amazed were you when you were sitting there and Tua was waving to Fish Tank, staring at the other side of the field while flicking the ball? Like, how amazing is that? Like, to see the confidence you have to have to do a no-look pass in the NFL.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it was only a few yards past. It's not like he was shuttling the ball down the field.
If I asked you, are you right-handed or left-handed?
I am right.
You're right-handed. If I tell you now to turn around and flick a ball straight with your left hand, and I told you had to get it straight into Kelly's hands without looking, you're going to do it? No chance.
Absolutely.
No, backwards, turning around, flicking. He did it backwards. He did it with his backhand. He flicked it like it was like a bowling ball. It was uncorrect.
Yeah, well, these guys practice that stuff all the time.
Yeah, but but you're talking about practice. Practice.
The guy is naturally right-handed. It's not like it's an amazing.
Oh, don't steal that secret. So basically, what you're saying is, if Tua ever broke his left hand, he could throw with his right. He wouldn't. He'd still be able to play. He'd wear a club.
No.
No. Yeah, anyways, he'd still. I guarantee you, I'll make you a joke. Tua's probably more accurate with his right hand than Josh Allen is.
No.
Oh, you're supposed to be positive. No negativity on this show.
Hey, just because you use the word no doesn't mean it's negative.
Oh, okay. It's realistic, right?
No, I'm not a realism.
Where are you going to be? Are you going to be in front of your television watching the game? Do you go to a bar, because it's going to be live in Miami? So
I have more of a relaxing, good time just sitting here at home partying. Because I can't party when I go out in town. So
yeah.
I like to enjoy myself in front of the TV and just melt into the game, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a nice little screen. I don't have like one of those 90-inch ones like everybody else does. Yeah, well,
too much.
There are people that they try to cover the whole wall. I don't do that though.
No, I don't need that either.
My TV's about the same size as the picture behind me.
Where I'm going to be watching the game, because also kids come first, I'm going to be watching it on a phone this big, and I'm going to be, he's at practice. I go, way to go, son. I'm busy. Way to go, son. I'm not missing the game. I will be in a hockey arena watching a football game. So I'll be doing dual sports. But it's so funny because good thing he dresses himself, because I'll be focused. And then walking to the car. Yeah, kid, carry your hockey bag. I'm not doing that for you. No, but when I'm watching football, I'm watching football. So my kids know that. Do you think this is going to be a high-scoring game, or you think the defenses are going to be able to contain both sides of the ball on both sides? And it's going to be a slow-moving game.
What do you consider a high score? You
think both teams are going to get into the 30s, or both teams are going to be in the 20s? Okay, I'll make you a deal. Over under 55.
Over
55.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, Hank's absolutely the biggest Fins fan. He is I follow in his footsteps of being a huge Fins fan. So are you, Ray.
Am I really a Fins fan?
Right. Yeah, right. Unbelievable. Actually, a Bills fan in disguise. People would say that to me because I live in Canada, and the closest football team to me, driving wise, is the Buffalo freaking Bills. So let's okay. So, anyways, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. You're watching the Fins Talk Sports Network. Tomorrow, you're going to see Fish Tank again on Fins Talk Today. I'll be in the comments driving them bananas. That'll be a lot of fun for me. I got this new hat. I'm very excited. I can't wait to come down to Miami and party in a couple weeks. What else did I want to talk about tonight? Do you think who's going to win the turnover battle? Do you think Tua will stay clean?
Miami is going to get interceptions.
Do you think Tua will keep it clean?
I think Tua is going to keep it. Yeah. I don't see him getting intercepted. I think he'll not against that secondary. No, I just can't do it.
And that middle linebacker core and that middle of the defensive line,
their linebackers can't keep up with our running backs out of the backfield.
The angles are going to be incredible.
They're going to zoom right by them when they come out of the backfield.
What's it like?
I don't know. I don't know who they're going to cover or how they're going to cover. I really want to see what kind of defense they come out with to try to stop them.
Read what he wrote. Yeah, Poyer's out. Read what he just wrote. Asking if Hank is a Fins fan is like asking if a bear poops in the woods. I poop in the woods. It's okay. We all poop in the woods. It's all good. Poyer is out, and that just tells you where they're going to be. What's up, Hook Eye Joe? They tip the ball, maybe one INT. Yeah. Tua just, like I said, Tua just needs to do what he did in New England and stay when he wants to make the throws, find the open receiver. Don't try to force it in anywhere, because what we saw last game is you shovel past it, you slant it, you do what you need to do, but you're deep. The yak after the catch is absolutely incredible. And like I said, it's like watching cars on a racetrack. It's constantly moving, constantly passing each other. That's what this team does. It's amazing. Actually, I've never seen a bear poop, but I'm sure they do.
Yeah. If you see a bear poop, you're probably already in deep.
Yeah, you're a deep poo-poo at that point. Anyways, I don't want to steal too much thunder and too much content from Fins Talk Today, but I'm sure you guys are going to break down the keys of the game, the score. Following that on Sunday, we have the pregame show with myself and Brett and Bobby, then the postgame show in the evening where we're going to celebrate. We're not going to share our score, but it's pretty obvious that we're going to go Miami Dolphins as a winner. We're just not going to give you our score. But you guys can drop the score. I live 10 Panther Stadium and can't stand them. Well, absolutely. If you're talking about the Carolina Panthers, we'll be seeing them in 2 weeks. And
wait a minute, Finkel. Hold on a minute, Finkel. Do you realize I moved here just to watch the Miami Dolphins?
Yeah.
Come on now. Move to Florida just
Move
so
to
you
Florida,
can drive
exactly.
3-4 hours each game and go watch the Dolphins.
Yeah. Yeah. I plan on being like this. This is what the Dolphins, this is what the Bears do. This is what the defense is going to do for the Bills on Sunday. They're going to be doing where'd they go? Because the one thing that whether it's Ryan Clark or whether it's Bart Scott or whether it's any defensive player this week, Marcus Spears, the one thing you can't contain is speed. You can have no defense for speed. It's absolutely incredible. 31-16 my prediction. I've watched the Bills Commanders game. Yeah. Honestly, we're all going to – I think that Bobby – let's just do it right now. Bobby is going to say it's going to be 28-27 with Jason Sanders kicking the game-winning field goal because it has to stay close. And then we'll prove him wrong. That's all that's going to happen. So you're a season ticket holder. Tony, are you going to be at the game against the Panthers? I'm asking Tony if he's going to be at the game against the Panthers. I want to know. Hank, any final words before we head out in a few minutes? Like, what are you most excited about for Sunday? Like, what are you looking forward to?
I really, really want to see what they try to do on defense. After watching the last game, I'm sitting there scratching my head, just wondering,
What else did they come up
what
with,
could
right?
you have done differently against the Dolphins? What could they have done differently, And I just come back to the same thing you just mentioned, speed. There's so much speed.
Yeah, Tony, I'm going to be at I don't know if you heard this at the beginning of the show, but Hank is always going to be at most, if not all, games as a season ticket holder. Dolphins Thirsty host is part of Real Talk Fins Talk, and he has his shows, Dolphins Chatter, on his network. But Bobby and myself have never met in person. I've never met Hank in person. We're coming down to Carolina. Sorry, not Carolina. Against Carolina in Miami. It's fan club weekend. We're going to be partying it up, doing the show Friday night. We're going to be wherever, I don't know if it's Kim Bocamper, but wherever the fan clubs are going to be, we're going to be meeting up with them and partying there on Saturday. We're going to be tailgating on Sunday with Fish Tank Hank, and we're going to be there. So let me know where you're sitting. We'd love to meet you. We want to meet the people who watch our show. We could party all together. So if you're on X, DM me at FinStanza. The Fish Tank Hank Fins to win. Or we can connect offline, but it'd be amazing to meet up with you. So we'll find a way to connect offline. We can figure something out. So let us know the best way to reach you, because we'd love to all meet together and just have an amazing weekend in Miami. It's going to be absolutely
I always
incredible.
stay at Stadium Hotel too. That's
nice. I'm in Hallandale Beach. Once I announce my tickets, I'll tell everybody where Bobby and I will be sitting, and we'll go from there, and we'll have a good time. But if you want to look for me on Twitter, I'm at FinStanza, FinStanza, because I'm the Costanza of the network.
And
let's all stay in touch.
At the game, I'm in the southeast corner. That's where I go.
And you're in section 2
41.
Tailgating? No, tailgating.
Oh, well, they have the
2A, I think it's like that area.
The lines on the ground, and it's like around 311 or something like that.
Okay. No, but the section you drive into for the orange parking, I think is 2A or 2 or something like that.
I don't know what those are called. I just go in the southeast corner.
Okay, wherever it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, so let us know, Tony. It'd be absolutely amazing. We'll wait for you to put it in, but we'll have a really good time. I haven't booked my tickets yet because there's still a lot of verified tickets left. If anyone has it, Tony or Hank, like I said, Bobby and I, we don't care where we sit. We just want to be with all the fun fans. If people know of anyone who's selling tickets, selling parking passes, we're just there to have an amazing time with the Miami Dolphin fans. We can't wait to come down and just party it up. Well, that's awesome. 228 row 1. I'll be coming to look for you. It'll be absolutely incredible. If anyone has any connections, reach out to us. I'm willing to pay for the tickets wholeheartedly. I just rather buy them from somebody I know versus somebody I don't. So that'll be more fun for me. Any final words, Fish Tank, before we head out?
No, I think we got to put me in the previews before the show. I think I want to be part of that.
You are part of the previews. What do you mean?
You don't have me in there in any videos or nothing, man.
Yes, you are. We have the initial. You don't notice. Wait, the initial video is Fins Talk Sports Network, and then it says the Fins Bandwagon. There's a picture of me, and then there's you in your car. Where did we miss you?
No, I'm saying there's no videos of me. I want to be video immortalized like you.
Oh, I don't have. Oh, that one. So, Bobby, I will send this to him after. There's me. Now you have to fix it up. We've had enough bandwagon shows with Fish Tank back here. So get on your horse, and by tomorrow morning, by Fins Talk Today, I'm going to be bothering you in the comments saying how you insulted my dad by not having him in the videos. And you can probably come up with a better video than when I was a newbie saying all the internet. I was a little slow back then. I've sped up. I'm a better podcaster now. Let's have some fun. What's the Twitter handle? FinStanza, FinStanza. And then do you want to give your Twitter handle? How you spell yours, Hank?
Fins to win. PHINS, the number 2 WINN.
There we go. Thank you. Perfect. So if you can reach out, Tony, to us, it'd be great. Perfect, Tony. I'm going to add you right after the show. If you know anybody who's selling, Tony, you're a season ticket holder. If you know anything that here going on, parking passes, reach out to me. I'm happy. If not, week before the game, I'm just going to buy it out, but it'd be great. If you tailgate, let us know where you're at. We could probably all meet up. Once we're on X, I'll share with you. I'll give you my phone number. Reach out to us. We could text each other. It's a lot of fun. This is what the Fins Talk Sports Network. And like I said, Tony, you ever want to come on the week before the show, we're going to be doing pregame show, postgame shows. the shows on the Saturday on the Fins Bandwagon, you're welcome to jump on. We're going to drop the link. You can come physically meet us. I'm in Hallandale Beach. Bobby's going to be in Hialeah. We're going to meet somewhere in Miami. We're going to have really going to have a great time. That's all that matters. Guys, any final words, Hank, before I call it a night again?
No, sir.
Okay. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Like I said, tomorrow, noon hour, the founding show, Fins Talk Today on the Fins Talk Sports Network will be live with Bobby and Hank. And then following that on Sunday, you're going to have the pregame show with myself, Brett, and Bobby, followed by the postgame show where we celebrate a Dolphins win. It's going to be a lot of fun. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Hooked Up by Joe. Thank you, Hammer Time, as always. Thank you. Thank everybody for watching the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as we always love to say, fins up, everyone.
Up.